So we talk about the Norm Macdonald special. It was great. It's hard to review comedy stuff because you just like, it was funny.
Yeah.
We tell the jokes
There
again,
sure
but they
were
just be
jokes.
terrible when we tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me sad that he's getting old.
We're all getting old, Frank.
He's getting better, though. He's funnier.
Yeah. Yes. It's like he has something to say about everything now.
A little bit of everything, yeah. And there's no filter, really.
Yeah, like, it's just his thoughts. At least he makes it seem that way.
It's like a really old Tosh to me. Like, listening to that. It's like talking about a lot about rape and sucking dicks and shit. I was like, he's got really sexual and vulgar.
Doing it reluctantly.
Yeah, I hope you know.
But it's weird because, like, the joke isn't even about him sucking a dick. It's just like...
There's an added
the
piece
dessert.
to it. Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone should watch the Norm special on Netflix.
Now. Right now.
If they didn't when it came out several weeks ago, like some people named Frank just barely saw it.
Oh, it came out 7 weeks ago?
It came out 8 years ago. No, it came out, what, like 2 weeks ago?
Oh.
That's not a long time. Really.
2 weeks now.
Life moves fast like a driverless car.
Probably be slow.
And safe.
Speed limit, for sure. They probably won't even be able to go faster than like 45. Why make a car able to go 200 if you're going to limit the speed on the roads? They should just make cars that go 50 miles an hour and that's it.
They tried that.
Why? What happened?
No one bought 'em.
Volkswagen. Yeah. Well, they got to make the other cars illegal then. Just take everybody's car there would be and use all that metal to build like houses or something for the bums.
That's like
have car houses.
that's like the second worst thing you can take from people to piss them off.
Yeah, their cars.
First, like if you really want to piss them off, you take their guns.
No, but you
But-
take their car and you give them the new car. Like you use that car as the payment for the new car.
I just imagine they just put something on your engine to make it go slower.
Oh, decelerate.
You're all like bitterly slamming the gas.
There'd be mechanics to alter the engine. That's why they would have to make it so that it can only go this speed. And if it goes faster, it'll blow up. Speed.
So there's so harsh
It's
penalties.
the opposite of the movie Speed. Instead of having this, if you slow down, you blow up. If you go too fast, you blow up.
The all new movie,
yeah.
Safe.
Safe. No, just call it speed limit.
Take my money.
Speed limit.
Yeah.
They probably would need laws like that if we have driverless cars, because then people can't drive all recklessly. I just imagine someone would have like this fucking guy driving 50, and then like in the fast lane or whatever. So then like this angry driver like pulls alongside to like flip off the guy. And there's like no one there, and then what if they get even angrier and they're like fuck this car, and they drive it off the road.
Well, then you're damaging your own car.
I guess that's true.
I think that'll keep people from doing that.
Can you, like, what if they have road rage and they cut the car off and make it park? Can you do that to a driverless car?
Just slam your
It's
brakes.
like the world's craftiest
Yeah.
fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, you can't pin it. It's all fucking busting all these crazy turns and, like, donuts and shit to escape you.
It knows.
Badass.
Defensive maneuvers car. It's like fucking going on two wheels and shit. Down alleyways.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Instead of having, they have seats next to each other in cars like this, they should all be one row singular so they can make them skinnier, and then that would solve like all the traffic. Like everything's like a really long motorcycle, or like,
Or
what's
just
that?
like a drivable bench.
Or well, no, it's more like a kayak or a luge. Like multiple people get on one like long thing.
We can
Or
finally
one
have
tandem bike.
We could have Homer's mattress car. He's just like one guy asleep. Going down. Yeah, like why not? Like if the car can navigate, you don't need. Who cares what the front or the back of the car is even?
Yeah.
Like you would just have a big square pod
Yeah.
that can like drive in each direction.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Oh, you're talking like swivel? Like,
Yeah, well, like you know, it
360.
could,
Balls instead
Go-
of tires.
yeah,
Oh.
something like that. Because I mean, once the robot's driving, who cares what's front and back and forward? And so then it's just like a little room inside. You have a table or a mattress.
Requires a mattress. Like, how long are you really gonna be driving?
Well, why do you have to like get up and go to work?
You just lay down on your way to work, and
Yeah,
then you're
like fuck, I'm tired still.
you're just floating into work. Fucking
Yeah.
It's like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I still think we can't have driverless cars till we get every human off the road. Like, will bums like step in front of driverless cars for like to sue them?
Come running into the house.
I just imagine this driverless car going through like some through some like part of Los Angeles, and like bums are just diving in front of it. It's like doing all these maneuvers to like dodge everyone
Dodge the
jumping in
bums.
front of the car, so they can sue them. Car came right at me, fucking dodging everything. Or what about if you just egg a driverless car? Like if a teenager just throws some eggs at it,
And it'll clean itself.
it throws eggs back.
Shoots motor oil on it.
But anyway, the future is driverless cars,
Yep.
which we've been talking about a lot for some reason.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, so let's talk about. Remember Soundgarden, Frank?
Barely. I mean, their CD was in the group of the CDs when I found music, and I went into my dad's stash of CDs. There's Soundgarden, Metallica, Green Day, Nirvana.
Yeah, when I discovered it, it's because one of my older cousins had a bunch of CDs like that, like all those early 90s rock CDs.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I came to love like a lot of the music I liked in high school. A lot of it, like even though we grew up in what was our high school years, like 2000 to 2004,
Yeah.
but even though like we were all friends because we listened to like early 90s and like just older stuff.
What was the 2000s music?
Linkin Park,
Oh, we,
Korn,
we,
System of a Down, Godsmack.
I don't think any of those bands are still playing.
No, they're still playing. I'm sure people are still watching them, but
Really?
I wasn't into it. Yeah, I'm sure Godsmack probably does shows with like Korn or something. They probably do tours still. Like I'm sure they could get
Oh, yeah,
a lot of people.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Ozzy Osbourne's still alive, huh?
Are you still kicking?
Anyway, Soundgarden, and I had in high school I had their two CDs, Down on the Upside and Super Unknown.
I think I only had Super Unknown.
And I went back to listen to both of them, and man, Down on the Upside was great. Like I had both of them, but I ended up gravitating towards that one more.
Which album is the one where the cover's the picture of like the blurry face, like and like but stretched out?
This is Super Unknown, isn't it?
All right, yeah.
Yeah. And then what else? They still had Temple of the Dog. I had that CD. I listened to that a
Oh.
ton in high school too.
I didn't get into them.
Like, because I completely forgot. Like, because I haven't listened to Soundgarden like in 10 years, and then it completely flashed me back to like high school, hearing about Chris Cornell dying, and then the first thing I remembered was like being in high school and wishing like, fuck, I wish I grew up in like grunge days. Like I wish I grew up in like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Because like I loved all that grunge music, Soundgarden, of course, Nirvana, everyone listened to. Dinosaur Jr. I loved, like all of that grimy, like just like super distorted that stuff was great.
Yeah.
What bands did I like that were fucking performing when we were in high school? Rage Against the Machine broke up in 2000.
At the drive-in?
At the Drive-In broke up in 2001. And I loved a lot of classic rock, like Pink Floyd, and I think just Pink Floyd.
Come on, you didn't like the Eagles?
I like 1.5 of their songs.
Dang.
Hotel California I love, and then Life in the Fast Lane is like good for like a minute, and then I'm like, I'm sick of this. Shut it off. I don't know. Eagles is like the widest.
It's very wide.
I couldn't, and I'm a guy that likes Steve Miller Band, so, but I couldn't stretch hard enough to get into whatever the Eagles are selling.
Yeah, I don't think I liked the whole albums. I just liked a few of the songs.
Yeah, like their hits are good.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I like Rolling Stones. But I guess like I like a lot of them, like Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and Beatles. And,
I don't like the Beatles.
But Pink Floyd I love. They're like one of my favorite bands. So
Yeah,
there's like
I
a big
probably
difference
really
between
like
how
Pink
much I like
Floyd.
them. And like, cause the other bands, like I also like, Foreigner and Cheap Trick and shit. Like, I don't know.
What do you like, Soundgarden more or Audioslave?
Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Audioslave had some like really good songs, but they were all on their first album.
I think,
Like their second and third
did you
albums are
ever-
more
did you
forgettable.
hear- what was that super group that was supposed to be good, but they were all old? Like, there was the rapper from Public Enemy. There
Oh,
was,
I saw them play. That's, what is it?
Yeah, they
Prophets of Rage.
Yeah, they didn't turn out too well, did they?
Well, they've just been touring and stuff. They mostly play covers.
Yeah, I don't
They only
hear-
have like 2 of their own
I heard
songs.
about them when they first came out with like they're gonna be a group, but then that was it.
And then they toured.
Well, I haven't heard nothing though. Like, oh no, that was a sick show, or oh, they're doing so good.
Yeah, I saw the show and it wasn't super sick.
I heard, yeah.
People weren't into it enough. It pissed me off. Like even the people like near the front, they're like, like I love Cypress Hill and Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
It was the same way. I felt the same way when I went to Rock the Bells to see Rage Against the Machine play, and like it was nothing but rap,
What?
the whole thing. And because Rage is a rap group or rap has a rapper,
Technically.
they were headlining alongside Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm.
But there was like a specific, like, I think like 50% of the people there were only there for Rage. And like, couldn't give half a shit about like all of the cool hip hop shit that was happening. And I was like, loving like the entire show, and people were just like waiting for Rage to come on. Like no one was like as into it as me, even though I was like near the front.
I wouldn't care to see Wu-Tang right now without ODB. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
we saw him like a couple months after ODB died.
Dang.
Is when we got to see him. They had his son come out and rap his parts,
Oh, okay.
and
But,
his
nah,
son
not the same.
was cool. Well, he killed it. Like he knew his parts.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he's gonna be some like we haven't heard him rapping or anything since.
He hasn't made a career out of it.
And man, ODB was the best. And with Chris Cornell, like one thing that I thought about a lot with Chris Cornell dying is like, isn't that our image of someone that's made it? Like, why would he kill himself? Like we naively think, right?
Yeah, he was
He had a
supremely
family.
talented.
He did like songs for movies and stuff, as well as still touring, and like he killed himself in the middle of a tour.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone who has depression kind of took a hit, you know? And it's like you want to see people fighting it off, right? It feels disheartening to think you're gonna like, well, I'm doing good now, but in 20 years from now, and like I guess you're just fighting depression forever, right?
That really sucks. It feels really the medication that was to blame. You know, like he took was it Ativan,
Mm-hmm.
and like makes you suicidal.
But wasn't he on the medication because he was depressed and suicidal?
That's
Yeah.
what-
It feels like a
what the-
catch-22, right?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why the fuck would they put you on medication that does the same thing you're taking it for? Like what?
Medication for any kind of brain stuff is incredibly complex.
Yeah.
Like, well, think of it this way. Aspirin works it doesn't stop pain. It numbs your ability to feel pain. You know, that's all aspirin does, and it's really effective, I guess, right? But when you're trying to like have a pill dissolve into your bloodstream and go to your brain to fix certain things in your brain, like say you have like a low amount of something in your brain and it's going to overflow it. So now you're going in a different direction. Sometimes going the other direction can make symptoms worse instead of better.
Yeah.
Cause other side effects.
That's why you're supposed to, Frank explained this to me, like you have to like try different medications.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've thought about since we heard the news?
Really old in the.
He was in his early 50s.
Yeah, but when I think of him, I like to think of him like in the Like a Stone video, like.
Yeah, I think of him like from Audio Slavers, like the Soundgarden music videos.
Yeah.
That was 16 years ago? Damn.
Yeah.
So he would have been in his mid-30s.
Yeah. And I remember back then, like, these rock stars are getting old. Well, because, yeah, like in high school, like, our favorite rock bands, like, when rock bands make it, at least back when we were in high school, they'd be, like, in their mid-20s, right? Like, bands, like, that were popular, like Linkin Park, Korn were probably, like, in their late 20s, because they had been around a while. But, like, the bands we liked, because we liked older stuff, they were all, like, in their mid-30s by the time we started listening to them.
Yeah, like Green Day.
Yeah, man, listen to old music. I didn't even realize that in high school. Seemed contemporary enough back then, right?
Yeah, well, this is what we grew up with.
Yeah, I know it's really old. But then Green Day was still playing in the 2012, 14. Don't they still play now?
Yeah.
Well, no. In 2000 was.
Soundgarden had actually released an album a couple years ago. I found out. Oh, that reminds me, At the Drive-In's album came out. I listened to like half of it. I was like, yep, it's At the Drive-In.
Is that the new or different?
Well, it sounds good, and I think I've changed.
Sounds about right.
When I was in high school, I did love bands like System of a Down and like angry bands, you know? And I don't feel that type of anger anymore. What was surprising is I do feel the type of like anger and angst that Soundgarden has. Like it was a different kind of angst in high school, right?
Yeah.
You're worried about social bullshit. Now you're worried about feeding people.
Just trying to make it another day.
Yeah, Soundgarden is very angsty and sad. Even like, and not in like a trivial way. Because I remember a lot of bands would be like, I'm sad because a girl left me. But Soundgarden songs are like, I'm sad because life is nothing but a meaningless shell until we die. Which is also true. And you also feel that way when a girl breaks up with you. So it works both ways.
There you go. These things can coexist.
Yeah, so we could be into that music in high school. And then like, I don't like going back and trying to check things out that I used to like. Because I tend to be disappointed.
Because they don't hold
Should have just left that in the past.
Yeah.
But like I went back to listen to the Soundgarden albums and they're still great. They're still really, really great. They could be listed as like all-time great rock albums, not just dumb stuff I listened to in high school. There's still a lot of bad music in high school. Can't deny that.
It's kind of like why we watched the horrible TV shows. Just because it was there.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? This is the CD I have. Gonna try to listen to it.
So, not even CDs. I remember I had tapes of recorded songs they played on K-Rock. I have like a playlist.
I remember, like, if I bought a CD, I had to like it. I bought it, of course it's great. Alright. I guess we're done talking about Chris Cornell then.
Oh, you want to be sad some more or what?
I think I'm good.
Good until the next celebrity death.
Yeah, this
no,
one...
It's got to be suicide, not just a death. Regular death is kind of, it's just regular.
It's like,
it's normal. Yeah.
Suicide is normal now, too, apparently.
It's getting there. Well, if you live in Japan. Oh man, guys, talk about the ghost forest over there, the one where people go kill themselves in it. Call it what do they call it? Fucking dead
I
forest.
feel bad for the people who have to check that forest for.
Yeah, there's some old guy that regularly walks through there. He's like, yeah, some bodies we can't find, so we don't find them for like 30 years. And then his fucking like just bones laying there with clothes. I was like, it looks like a sick Indiana Jones ride, didn't it? It looks like the props, but it's probably real shit because you see all kinds of like bones hanging from the trees, all kinds of nooses everywhere. Man. It's crazy.
Oh, do you want like a hoity-toity suicide? Like you want to travel into the forest to do it? Like
it's a really nice forest.
Jump off jump off the Golden Gate Bridge or something.
I don't understand how that's supposed to kill you. You land in water.
It's still really far.
Or from a certain height, water becomes the same as concrete. Like when you hit it, the impact is supposed to be the same. Like your body weight hitting the surface of the water, since it's flat, and it just like, it's smack against it.
Yeah, like even feet first, it would like break your ankles.
And then break your face after that hits.
Yeah.
Even though your feet hit the water and break it a little bit, it's still like...
So, you're probably dying from the impact and then drowning.
Now, if you fell in some jello, like a giant ocean of jello, that'd be... You'd live. And you could probably just eat your way back.
It would be awesome. Yeah. You're like giving a thumbs up as you jump. Tell me the world's most horrible Jello commercial.
Some dude jumps off a bridge.
Yeah, they're like, no, don't do it. And then like, like the camera cuts to where he's jumping off of and it's all Jello. And he's like giving a thumbs up as he falls into the Jello and it's just like delicious.
People start going in after him.
Now in new flavors.
Suicidal orange.
I knew we weren't getting out of here without suicide jokes. It's a coping mechanism. Yeah. We're dissecting a complex situation with humor.
Podcast I listened to called The Hilarious World of Depression.
No, I get the gist of it, I think.
There's no joke. The title itself is sarcastic.
That's the same thing every episode. Nothing about depression is funny.
Yeah, and then they end it.
Episode 35. Still not funny. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Assume it's a little more worthwhile than that if you're still listening.
Just a little.
Well, there's all kinds of hilarious things about depression. That's why so many artists are depressed. So many normal people are depressed.
Yeah, I think
it's pretty rampant.
If you're not depressed, then something's wrong with you. Like you're not in reality.
Like the Norm joke. You live in a fucking candy cane house.
Yeah. You eating your walls?
You're not woke.
Oh, I wanted to show you. They're making a Castlevania cartoon show on Netflix.
I think I saw a trailer.
I put it on Facebook.
We need some more originals. Stop bringing back the old stuff.
They never made a Castlevania. I don't think.
It's a game.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, that's someone else's idea. Make up your own.
Just think of it as another Dracula, then.
Basically.
Well, yeah.
What's his name? Isn't his name Van Helsing? No. I was thinking of a different game.
Well, this is about the Belmonts.
Have you seen the Dante's Inferno cartoons?
They had a cartoon movie, wasn't it? Yeah, I played through the whole game, too.
Yeah, I played the game. I
did only one evil thing in the game, and then I was all pissed off the whole time. Finished the game, and that's how I found out, like, oh, I can't get this last fucking thing. And I was like, damn it, just because that guy deserved it. Because you know how you gotta, like, save or damn souls or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was, like, saving every soul, except, like, I was like, after like seeing the same stupid save soul animation for like 5 hours, I was like, I wonder what the evil one is. So then like eventually I found a guy who like raped someone or something, right? I was like, this guy's probably going to be the worst guy I run across. So I like sent him to hell. And then couldn't collect all the whatever's in the goddamn game.
Came back to bite you in the ass. July.
So far, it follows the game pretty accurately, right?
Seems pretty cool.
I don't know. I haven't played Castlevania.
Yeah, we did. We fucking recorded it. We have a whole video of us playing Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
Remember, there's a whip. In the trailer, he throws knives. That's in the game. Dracula's in the game. There's a castle in the game. 100% accurate so far.
I believe you.
When are we getting some more Vice Principals?
I don't know. A lot of people didn't seem to like that show.
Yeah, they're never.
So I wonder if he's going to come back. Isn't he in King Kong or something?
There's-
No, that was the other guy.
No,
He's
an
in
alien.
Alien, yeah.
That's the movie I wanted to see today.
Are they still doing Eastbound and Down?
No.
Oh, that one stopped a while ago too.
Yeah.
He got too busy with movies. He's doing a lot of shit.
Well, he does Vice Principals for HBO, right?
I
So he
think
can probably come back and do it whenever he feels like it.
I think it was too real for people. Like there were some principals around there. Like, what if my vice principal's spitting in my coffee?
Too many high schools installing like surveillance cameras.
Yeah, like these motherfuckers could be doing some shit.
But anyway, then all kinds of crazy shit goes down like the final 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets even crazier in the final episode.
Yeah, that's what the first ones are, just to let you get a little taste of it.
And that was like a year ago now.
Yeah, it was.
And they still have a whole new season to do still.
They need to do another This Is the End. That shit was funny.
Oh, Samurai Jack ended. But you guys haven't been watching it.
He lost his sword, now he's fucking using the guns and shit. And blowing stuff up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Saw a woman, falls in love with her. Actually, she's the daughter of the demon he tries to kill every episode.
Yeah. It was an intense final season, dude. Like, for real. Like, lots of people die.
He had a beard, then he shaved it.
With magic.
Well, of course, house.
We haven't figured that out yet. That'll be a nice way to shave.
Yeah, it's razors.
Probably gets really close.
I would imagine we just have some sort of like face laser. It just lasers all this
I
stuff.
like the one part in that episode where he's where the little I don't know what you call him, is a head with legs, like is a demon too.
Oh
and
yeah,
he walks up.
That guy was great. The assassin.
Yeah. So, anyways, when he's ratting, he's like, "Oh, Jack doesn't have his sword anymore." And then he gets his body back, and then when he finds out that Jack does have his sword, he's all,
He just kills him.
yeah, he's like, "What the fuck? I thought you said you don't have a sword."
Well, he didn't.
It was great.
Oh, Aku was great in it too.
Yeah, he's always good.
He's like the world's like most. He's just like depressed the entire season.
I can't kill Jack.
He's like, oh, I've been fighting for 50 years. So annoying.
Long time.
He's a good villain.
Yeah.
And that's why when he sees him with the sword, "Oh, I was just kidding. I'll be on my way now." And he walks away. He tries to run. And Jack comes at him.
Like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is coming out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like Infinite Wars?
Well, it's gonna have the Infinity Stones in it. And I don't know if they're gonna make a story for it, because they never do that in Marvel vs. Capcom games. Just make a story, you assholes. It's not that hard. When, like, the Mortal Kombat story and the story for Injustice and the story for Blaze Blue are all, like, super great. But for Capcom games, like, the Street Fighter storyline is stupid as hell. Do I have to know that Ken has a wife and that she's gonna have a baby? Who gives a shit? Why is that part of the storyline? But anyway.
Not relevant.
In Mortal Kombat, you learn how Scorpion is dead. But it's the same thing for Marvel vs. Capcom, because like the other ones didn't have stories. It's like, hey, you guys are fighting. But then, like, do I even want them to make a storyline? Because if they do, it would just be bad.
Are you guys still talking about Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not gonna buy it, so...
I'm really good at it, so I'll probably try to play it sometime.
I have it.
I'm not gonna buy it either. I don't even have a system.
I have it, but I'd have to hook it up.
I always beat you. We don't want to play.
Yeah, I hate that game.
So why are we talking about it?
A lot of people like that game. Yeah. Because...
Oh, he's trying to please the crowds, Frank. Come on.
Alright, are we done talking then?
Are you done talking?
Anything from your invisible notebook, Frank? Nothing here. Thanks for listening to the Bystanders podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/gamemusicforall. You can find links and show notes from today's episode at thebystanderspodcast.com. Follow us on Instagram at thebystanderspodcast and on Twitter at TBSpodcast. And you can support the show by subscribing to us at patreon.com/genoboost.